What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Sanchez 405 coming at you. It's on the Warpath. We got Mr. Amir here, and there's a
What's
lot
up?
that went on, Amir. There's a whole lot of stuff that's went on in the world of burgundy and gold.
There has been since last
Yeah,
Wednesday.
off. See, we are truly being the off-season champs, but not in free agency, but with the draft. The Redskins go out and get Dwayne Haskins, get Montez Sweat. What's up, Big Simple 422? We lit.
We
It's good to
lit.
we good to see good to see you, brother. Hope you and Skins fan all day. Y'all had a good day on his birthday and everything. I saw y'all bowling. Looked a whole lot better than me. If I was going to call all I bowl is gutter balls. So good to see you, bro. I'll be honest with you. I like this draft. It was smart. It was strategic. Um, they waited to pull triggers. I mean, they saw Montez Sweat net somebody. I believe somebody B. Militant was talking about too, but a lot of people were talking
Mm-hmm.
about him being his speed, his physical physique. It's kind of funny. You go and get the guy 4 years later that pretty much replaced Preston Smith, and now he's replacing him in the pros. And I mean, I thought a two this year and a two next year. That's just a small price to play if you think this guy,
Mm-hmm.
minus the heart defect, is gonna be productive and maybe elite. Especially we need speed with Wentz and Dak Prescott as quarterbacks. So that's 4 games right there. Um, but yeah, we were excited during that first round. Dwayne Haskins, he comes out and um, Amir, before I get into it, I will. I'm going to apologize to our longtime Redskin fans. Um, I did not mean to say that. I didn't want to come off as disrespectful when I ranted about Joe Theismann earlier today. Um, I just thought that it was a poor taste and poor choice of words. So I don't want to think that I hate Joe Theismann. I don't hate Joe Theismann. Do I think he's an opportunist? Do I think he's arrogant? Yes. And it's like one of our commenters said, he's our arrogant jerk. So, and that's what it is. And, I just thought he could have handled that a little bit better. But, he was with his buddy Doc Walker. And it's like one of our comments said also, hey, you like to let your hair down. So don't hate Joe Theismann. Just hated what he said. And it could have been a joke. It didn't come off that. It was a 19-second clip that I listened to that was on Twitter. I think it was Paul Connor who shared it. So go in there and, I just thought, I don't think he has any room to talk when, Dexter Manley couldn't read. But I'll leave it at that. Might sound a little sideways. But, hey, other than that, I'm Gucci gang. But Mr. Amir, I digress. And what did you think about this draft?
Oh, as the draft aficionado, I loved it. I thought, because basically you only gave up one draft pick for Montez Sweat. You only gave up a future number two because
Mm-hmm.
you moved up from that second round into the first. So for a player who was supposed to go in the top 10, amid rumors of a heart condition that a couple days before the draft were disproved.
Yeah.
He got a clean bill of health from other doctors, and so that just happened to be too late for other teams who might have had him high on their board, but they took him off completely. I mean, there were definitely reports that a good 15, 16 teams, almost half the league, took Montez Sweat off their board completely
Right.
because of the rumored heart condition.
Yeah.
But now we have that speed off the edge that we've been needing.
Yes. Oh
Uh,
yeah.
then of course with being patient and drafting Haskins at 15, I thought it was a great move. We did the draft live, and we all, myself, you, and JD from Redskins Rant, were thinking about it, and we knew that they were going to take Haskins at that point. And
Mm-hmm.
personally, I think it's a great move. I'm going to go off on a further note and say he should start right away. I don't think he should sit.
Yeah.
And the reason being is I listened to Coach Bill Belichick from former
Brian
Ravens
Billick.
coach. Brian Belichick, yes, I'm sorry.
Yep.
Belichick, Bellies, same difference.
Just,
But he was on NFL Network on Path to the draft recap edition, and he himself, who was a Super Bowl winning head coach, thought that Dwayne Haskins should start right away as well, because the only good sitting a year does, and I'm sure he made somewhat of a joke of it, but he was probably in all seriousness. He stated that the only good sitting does for a young quarterback is getting to know where the stadium is and where to eat lunch.
You're right. He's absolutely right. And
there's no reason Haskins shouldn't start right away.
yeah. And I think he's at an advantage. And you think of the last two that really didn't have that much starting experience. Was it was Mark Sanchez, and I think was it Trubisky? Was he like a first year starter or something?
Trubisky, Mitch Trubisky was his first year starter. Yes.
Okay, so I'm all about scenarios and finding the missing link. Mitchell Trubisky in his first year was under a defensive minded head coach, John Fox. Mark Sanchez was under Rex Ryan. Trubisky, hell, I can't even think of who his offensive coordinator was at the time. And then you have Brian Schottenheimer, who was the defense coordinator with the Jets. Only one really offensive mind to really circle those quarterbacks with. But if you think about it from a bigger standpoint with Dwayne Haskins, he's got Jay Gruden, he's got Matt Cavanaugh, he's got Kevin O'Connell.
Three quarterback coach Tim Rattay.
Yeah, and Tim Rattay. I keep on forgetting about Rattay.
Now,
so
they Cole McCoy is going to be a coach in the league one day.
Yeah, you've got Alex Smith.
You have Alex Smith there
in that room,
Case Keenum, who's also a very intelligent guy.
So I'm just, and this is just me throwing out. It's not the fact that I'm confident in this guy or whatever. It's the fact that if he's not successful, it's his own fault because he has so much knowledge. He has 6 points of knowledge. 3 of these guys have played significant amount. Kavanaugh, Rattay, Alex Smith, Colt McCoy, they've all played in the NFL. Jay Gruden is a Hall of Famer in the Arena League. So you would think they could make a functional quarterback with
all powers combined. I am Captain Planet.
Exactly. I mean, he really could be Thanos, and he's got his Infinity Stones here. And it's just, hey, see, there you go. And to my point is, he's more prepared, or he has not prepared more resources than either of those two quarterbacks had in their first year.
Not to mention, he also has more resources than when Robert or Kirk came out in 2012 too.
But he had the Shanahans, and they know everything.
Oh, and Sexy Rexy.
Yes. Right.
But just to go on that, yeah. And speaking of Dwayne Haskins, he had apparently a very nice phone conversation with Joe Theismann today.
Yes.
And Joe Theismann has given his blessing, and Haskins will wear number 7.
Yes. And this is what. Yeah. Oh, go ahead, buddy.
I'm just real quick. I am totally for that. And as fans, we shouldn't care as long as the player who had the number gives the permission. That's their number. That is up to them. It's their choice whether they allow somebody else to wear it or not. It's not up to us. It's up to the Taylor family if they want Landon Collins to wear 21 or not.
Yeah.
It's up to Sonny Jurgensen if he wants somebody to wear number 9. It's up to Riggins if somebody wants to wear 44. It's all up to them.
Yeah.
And I just don't think we should have an opinion about it either way, because now he's gonna have that's. And listening to what Joe Theismann said about it on Grand Daniel 106.7 The Fan,
Mm-hmm.
this, if this is one thing less that Dwayne has to worry about or keep in the back of his mind, as minuscule as, oh, it's just a number. For some people, it's not just a number. It's
Yeah.
who they are. I am number 7.
It's a brand, pretty much.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I for one cannot wait to order my Haskins jersey.
Yeah, I made a joke and said I will order mine, but I don't think I'm going to order that. Yeah, I just say, and that goes back to what you were talking, what we were just talking about. Look, if people gonna have opinions about that, you must have listened to that brother who talked to Grant and them, the guy from Long Island that went off.
Oh God,
yeah, yeah. He was like, he was comparing Joe Theismann to Mickey Mantle, and for anybody who doesn't know who Mickey Mantle is, he's a New York Yankees great, baseball great. And thank you for sharing the stream too, big simple. And I can see where he's coming from. It's just the same thing with this Landon Collins stuff. My biggest point with Joe Theismann was I just thought it was, and it was funny. We talked about it. I posted that video, and then not even 10 minutes later, here comes Amir text me. He's like, yeah, he just agreed. He just said it's cool with him to wear 7. And talk about, y'all know I like to make fun of myself. If I'm wrong, I'm going to say it. And I was like, yeah, I just saw that, but I posted it. And I'm not going to take something down because it's wrong or it's too late. I'm not going to take it down because that looks like you have something to hide. So that's beside the point. But in even looking at this draft, I think this Haskins pick wasn't even my favorite pick. And you know what my favorite pick was. Can you take a guess, Amir? What was my favorite pick?
Kelvin Harmon in the 6th.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Come on. No.
Uh,
Oh, come on, Amir.
Terry McLaurin.
There you go. Yes, sir. Terry
McLaurin. Let me guess why.
Why? It did take a while. Guess why?
Because of that leadership.
Yes. What else? What else did I say the Skins needed?
Speed.
Yes, speed. It's not only a drug; it's a way of life, and that's what the Skins needed. And you got to think about it. Bryce Love too. That's another. I mean, also Darius Geis might not be too happy about that, but whatever. You got to have tools for your quarterback to play with. But yes, it's Terry McLaurin pick. I loved it. The guy is You know who he reminds me of? And this is gonna be old. These old heads might know this one. James Thrash. He could be the next James Thrash. Got the leadership, and people like back in the 90s when Thrash was first coming in with the Skins, had speed. He did kickoff return, he punt return. Then he came back to the Redskins back in 04 and finished out his career after being with the Eagles. That's who Terry McLaurin reminds me of. He reminds me of a James Thrash, just the way he plays game. He's selfless, and he's an example. Something this team hasn't had. What's up, DC? How you doing, buddy? So I love this pick. That's a kid, and he was wearing the 83, and I remember when that's what James Thrash was wearing, the 83. Like, I feel like low key James Thrash is probably one of my favorite Redskins, just for what he did. And if you don't know this, he was the first Redskins receiver to score a touchdown in the 2007 season. So just to let you know that. Well, no, what did you think about that pick?
Terry McLaurin loved it.
Yep.
He has size. He has both size and speed, which is nice. And he has that chemistry with Haskins already,
Yep.
which I thought is perfect for a young quarterback's growth in the league. I thought it was brilliant in 2012 when the Colts, when they took Andrew Luck 1 overall, and their first pick in the second round, they took Kobe Fleener, his tight end from Stanford. I thought that was a brilliant move because you give him somebody that he's familiar with, someone that they can throw to, that they already know where to put the ball, and to be one of his go-to guys that this year. I fully expect, not since the Redskins didn't pick up Doxson's 5th-year option, I fully expect McLaurin to win the starting job from Doxson in training camp and to be the wide receiver too.
Yeah, and I thought that was just. I mean, Doxson is terrible. He showed flashes.
Was that we always call him
Dropson?
That's right.
That's right. Redskins sent a message to one Mr. Doxson today. No 5th-year option for you, sir. It's like no suit for you, no option for you. But no, I mean they sent. You're absolutely right, DC and Amir. They sent him a message. Like this shit's not this crap that you've pulled for the last 3 years. They ain't going with 500 some odd yards, averaging probably 2 touchdowns a season. That's not going to work. And his biggest,
he had a career high of 5 in 2017.
He had 6. Yeah, you're right. So he had 8. Sorry, I apologize. So like 3.5 maybe.
But still averages like 2. I mean, it's not.
So but and his only highlight that I can think of wasn't even a touchdown pass. It wasn't a touchdown reception.
Was it the 60-yard bomb
from Seattle? Oh
no, okay.
Well, he did have that one against Oakland too. I forgot about that. But I think of the Seattle win that they had.
Yeah.
Excuse me, where he couldn't slide it over. What's up, Cowboy X Factor? Thank you for that good draft. We coming after y'all this year. But yeah, so Doxson, boo-hoo. I'm not upset about it. I'm happy that they can move on. But yeah, he ain't getting paid. He don't deserve to get paid. He done nothing to do it. Was hurt his first season. TCU, apparently they don't teach you how to be effective receiver. So I'm done talking about it. And then you watch me say this now, he'll have like 1,000 yards and 10 touchdowns, and then the Redskins can't re-sign him. Because that's just our luck. But and I want to kind of dive in there to we're still talking about the draft too. Picked up some key. I think a lot of these guys could make. I think all these guys could make the opening day roster. You talk about Holcomb from UNC. Bryce Love will probably be on the pup list. Guys, the big receiver from Harmon, and then this kid from Oklahoma State, the linebacker. I think all these cats, all these cats could make
Brailford, right?
Yeah, that sounds Brailford. Yep, that sounds right. All these cats can make it. I think the Redskins did everything, and then these that Wes Martin kid. I think they said he's physical. I saw some of his tape, and he's like the dude is like a good human being. Like, I mean, he takes care of the dogs. Him and his mom, they go and rescue dogs in their spare time. I was giddy about that story, not because of what it was in the subject, but the essence of it. They got character guys in day 3.
Oh, absolutely.
They got character. They got guys that just, I feel like they can come and maybe like settle this locker room down in leadership. That's what they got. And I'm just giddy about that. I really am. Like, I'm over the moon. Like, I don't realize it. But counterpoint now, Sanchez is being positive. Now it's time to bring us back down to earth because y'all know that's what I do. And you know where I'm got to go with this.
Before you do, let me just make a
Yes.
point about Wes Martin.
Go ahead.
Apparently, of the 1,800 snaps that he's had over the past 3 years, he's only allowed 2 sacks.
Sean Laval allowed 2 sacks in one game probably this year. Probably in one quarter.
Probably. So go ahead.
And that was his league compare on NFL.com. That's what they compared him to with Sean Laval. So.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, I swear to God, you go look it up right now.
Oh my God.
I kid you not. Serious as a heart attack. But yes. So we talk about this draft, really good draft. Excited for it. I'm just gonna tell us now. Calm the hell down now. Just calm down. We ain't won nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody's getting on it. It's like Bruce Allen. Don't y'all forget. Bruce Allen, I will give the man credit. I'll give Bruce and Doug and all of them. I'm giving them all credit right now. I'm not going to cut corners on giving people credit. Some people do that. I'm not going to do it. Do I still think Bruce? Do I still hate Bruce Allen? Absolutely. I can't stand the man. Do I still think Doug Williams doesn't know what's going on in Redskins Park? Absolutely. But you know what? Somehow, somewhere, I think they made a functional draft out of this. And I really want people to shut the hell up about the Redskins got the steal with Dwayne Haskins and Daniel Jones. That's good. That's good, fam. I'm proud of that, whatever. But it could all change in the flip of a hat. That's all I'm saying. These people like say F Daniel Jones. I can't believe we got Daniel Jones in New York. They might be Daniel Jones come October. And then we might be like, what the Skins do again. So, and then state media, what I call Redskins Park, Redskins Nation, decided to venture out into the United States. Bruce Allen was on there with Stephen A. Smith. Went to NFL Network.
He was on Stephen A. Smith twice. He was on his
yes, he talked to
First Take.
And the other call him Stephen A. He calls him Steven. Steven. Thank you. Yeah, I'm like, so I mean, there's a lot of dick swinging going on. Excuse my French. There's a lot of dick swinging going on at Redskins Park right now.
Oh.
Be careful though, because you put it too close to the fan, you know what's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I'm just saying, I'm not trying to be downer about it. I'm just trying to put everything in perspective because we've never been in a situation like this with the draft, but we've been in a situation like this with free agents. Yes. I think the Redskins did good in free agency. May have paid a little too much for Collins.
But sometimes you have to overpay to get.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. But I think we did everything right by the draft. The Redskins, everybody was talking all this stuff about the Redskins. It's been hot. The draft's been hijacked. This and that. Well, I like hearing positive stuff about the Redskins. I don't trust the media. I don't trust ESPN to cover the Redskins right. I don't trust the Redskins to do the right thing right now. I just don't. It's ingrained in me until I see it on the field. Until week 1, until September 9th comes or September 8th comes, I'm not going to believe it because I got to see the finished product.
Absolutely.
Don't tell me.
That's why I still think our early predictions that we made where we saw the schedule before the draft even happened.
Yeah.
I think you said 6-10. I said 5-11. After this draft, I'm comfortable saying 6-10 now. I'll give them another win.
Yeah.
But I still don't think they're not gonna win the division. They're not gonna go to the playoffs this year.
Yeah, I don't think we're world beaters just yet. Now, I mean, it could be another 2015 situation where the other 3 teams just fall apart.
Yeah.
Could be that. It could be Dwayne Haskins really didn't need to sit.
Because Dallas, this is the last year of Dak's contract. This is the last year of Zeke's contract, unless they pick up the 5th option, which I'm sure they will.
But they have to re-sign Dak this year because he was a 4th round pick.
This is last year of Cooper's deal.
But they can extend him with because he's a.
They can franchise tag him though.
Oh, they can. I thought they still get that 5th-year option because he's on his original contract.
Well, this is his 5th-year option.
Mm.
Year. The Raiders already had exercised his 5th-year option.
Mm. Okay. Yeah.
Because
So
Cooper was drafted in 15.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I'm sorry. Screw my mind is different places. Comments. DC said he's like, we can say a lot of things about Bruce Allen. One thing we can definitely say about him is if you can play, you will get paid. He said he just wished that Bruce Allen could have punched Max Kellerman in the effing face. Hey man, I hate Max Kellerman. Oh God, I hate him till the day is long. I just want to punch. I want to know how many times he said Redskins on that on that broadcast. And
honest
then
question: if you have to save one of them, but you have to choose to save one of them.
Who is it?
From being devoured by a great white shark, okay? To save either Bruce Allen or Max Kellerman. Who do you save?
Oh, Bruce.
You have to save one of
Bruce.
Them. Yeah.
Bruce.
Yeah.
Bruce. Yeah. I just that's easy. The only thing I trust is Pro Football's Focus, the Redskins with number 4 ranked draft. Well, and that's good. That's a good source to be backed up on. I like I said, I love this draft. I think the Redskins did really well. I don't like to grade because I just think that nowadays we're doing redrafts like right after the year after the last draft. So I don't like to do this grading thing. And I had told you this, and people might just, oh, I can't believe you said that. I think the draft is nothing but a 250 pick crapshoot.
No, I completely agree with you.
You get better odds.
Doug Williams said the same thing.
Yeah. What's up, Jonathan Lynch? HTTR, buddy. Yeah, it is. It really is. It's a crapshoot. And I've always believed that. When I hear people say, well, they should tank. The Redskins should tank so they get a better draft pick. What the F is it? What? Tank? So you mean to tell me you want to tank on somebody that maybe a relatively unknown? It's the reason why Tim Couch flaked out. It's the reason why a lot of these quarterbacks flaked out.
Mm-hmm.
They weren't worth the pick. They weren't worth the piece of paper that they were written on. Robert Griffin III.
Yes.
Yes, that's another damn thing. That tweet that he did. But I'm going to leave it alone because he's not Redskins quarterback. But yeah, I just, I don't want us to get like, yeah, we're going to the Super Bowl now. This guys, okay, Dwayne Haskins Sr., calm down. We not yet. I think this season could be a building block. I said that I think this draft has locked them into at least 7 wins. At least I think that's their baseline, the 7 wins. I think they could go higher, but I think they've moved the over-under up to 7 instead of like 6.
Okay.
So I'm not saying that they're going to be 10-6, but they could be 8-8, 7-9, maybe 9-7. Do I think it's a playoff team? Absolutely not. I don't think that just yet. It's just too early.
Mm-hmm.
It's May 1st. They don't even report to training camp until July. So we've got
late July, yeah.
Yeah, late July. They're going to do mini camps.
If OTAs and mini camps together,
yeah.
One's rookie mini camp this weekend or next weekend?
Next weekend. And yeah, so we kind of just chill on that. And what are our thoughts on Josh Doxson's situation? Hit the road, Josh, and don't you come back no more. That's pretty much, I think, our official stance on it. You've done enough of nothing. So
I just want to take a sign and start hitchhiking, but he'd probably drop it.
Boy, bye. That's what they say. Boy, bye. Yeah. But yeah, I just that's where it is. Josh Doxson, God love him, or not love him, it doesn't really matter. His time is up in Washington. That's all it is. And whoop-de freaking D. We can go out and get us another wide receiver. I heard Amari Cooper might be available next year. We stole.
Hello, Sanchez, you there? All right, guys. Sanchez having all technical difficulties here. Sorry about that. But going off what he's saying, I mean, yeah, we'll definitely have to probably get another good wide receiver next off season as well, just to bolster that depth chart up. Maybe take one in the first or the second round. We'll see. I would rather take an offensive tackle next year in the first round just to bolster the offensive line and maybe start to groom Trent's replacement from when he wants to retire. Since Trent's going on this is his.
Well, sorry about that. Got lost, got dropped. I think we even lost Amir here for a second. Can you hear me, Jonathan? Sorry. I'm going to get Amir back on here real quick. I don't know what happens. We'll get Amir back on here. Sorry about that, folks. Yeah, don't know what happened there. So I apologize. Amir, you there, buddy?
Yeah, I'm here. Are you here?
Yeah, it did. It's the professional line that I have here. So we're back. But yeah, bye, Josh Doxson. ESPN had a stat that how many first round picks succeeded as compared to later round picks. They were talking single digits, fellas. The teams are made in later rounds. Numbers don't lie. Like I said, right there. That kind of proves that crapshoot theory right there. I would assume probably in rounds, probably 2 through 5. That's probably where you're going to find the meat of your team.
Probably.
Yeah, and that's. I thought I was listening to Sirius XM, and Bill Polian was on there, and he was talking about. He went over the numbers, like where you find players at key players. Like if you're looking for a left tackle, you're obviously probably going to draft them in the first round. Your wide receivers you can find in the second, third, fourth round. Running backs, the same thing. Quarterbacks probably in your first, second round. And you just went down the line. And I thought it was really interesting, like where they put the price and put the commodity on there for a certain position. So, I mean, DC's right and ESPN's right. You're getting molded in those later rounds. Yeah. But yes, I feel like there was something else I needed to address. We needed to address.
Well, we went over the draft. We talked about Theismann. We talked about Doxson.
Yes, we did. How I can't shut up and I shouldn't post stuff right as I'm pissed off about it. So
never apologize for speaking your mind.
That's true. I'm not going to apologize for that. I didn't apologize. I just explained my point of view.
We decided that Bruce Allen's the lesser of two evils between him and Max Kellerman.
Yes. I mean, it was just like watching North Korea and the United States meet last summer when the Redskins, when Bruce Allen went on ESPN.
Yeah.
And they looked so miserable All three of them looked miserable. Stephen A., Kellerman, Molly, they all looked miserable. And Bruce is like, hey guys. Oh, okay. Guys should vote for my brother. Or my daddy. But yeah.
I want to touch on this real quick.
Yes, go ahead, touch on it.
Okay. So
just ask for permission. Kidding, go ahead.
Damn, got him.
Got him.
But we're gonna go pessimistic for a minute here.
Go ahead.
And it's also pretty realistic as well. We all know those first 5 games of our schedule it's gonna be a hellish 5 weeks to say the least. When you have 4 out of the 5 teams, playoff teams, including the defending champions, and a team that's just a year away from a Super Bowl championship.
Yeah.
You know, it's going to be a hard task to conquer no matter what. This is the last year, second to last year of Jay Gruden's deal.
Yep.
I think it's the second to last year. There's also rumors that Jay Gruden wasn't that enthusiastic about Dwayne Haskins. However, there's also reports coming out that KOC, Kevin O'Connell, absolutely enamored and loves Haskins.
Ooh.
And we all know the reason why they made KOC the offensive coordinator this year was because there's a lot of thought that he's the next big young up and comer to be a head coach. You know?
Yeah.
So I think you see where I'm going with this. So
oh shit, yeah, I do.
You know, what happens if the Redskins completely crap the bed those first 5 weeks, even against the Giants, and they start out 0-5. You think I think Jay's gone at that point. I think you have to let him go at that point, and you give the reins to Kevin O'Connell and see what he can do underneath the interim status, and see what happens from there.
That won't happen. And the only reason he won't be, he would probably become the play caller, but I think Bill Callahan would step in as the interim head coach. I think that would be if something were like that to happen. Bill Callahan or Tom Sewell probably would step in as the interim head coach. I don't think
experience.
Yeah, I think that would be because I don't really think that's fair to him as a first year coordinator to do that well as the Redskins. So, but I think that would be too much for him to be probably a first time play caller and then be a first time head coach. A la Jim Zorn, pretty much. But yeah, I mean, I could see that happening. I really could. But
I can also see him making also KOC the head coach after that.
Yeah, I can see that too, and just give him a fresh start.
And that way you're not really changing any system for Dwayne Haskins from first to second year.
Yeah,
because it would still be Kevin Collins' playbook and everything and his system. So,
yeah. See, I think the Redskins would do something stupid like this: keep Jay Gruden, and then be like, "You're not the play caller anymore. Give it to Kevin."
Which they should, honestly, and honestly.
I mean, Jay should do that. He shouldn't have to be told to do that because we've seen how his game managing skills go down, or when he's the head coach.
When he's the head coach and the play caller at the same time, he can't function as both. He just cannot. We saw it in 14. We've seen it in 17. We've seen it in 18. Yeah. It just does not work for him.
Oh no!
In 15 and 16, when McVay was the play caller, Jay was a better head coach.
Yes.
Now, granted, 17 and 18, he had what total of like 45 players on IR between the 2 seasons. You have almost an entire active days roster in 2 years of IR participants. I mean, come on.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're 110% correct. I can't. I'm not going to disagree with you because you're not wrong. You're right. I mean, it's the team was night and day from when it started out at the beginning of the last two seasons. Like, I mean, it's people you didn't even know that were starting. And I looked it up, Amir.
Mm-hmm.
Last year was the worst year for the Redskins ever when it came to starting quarterback position. They've never had more than 3 people starting the season. They had 4.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean that's all you need to know right there.
Yeah.
So I mean,
Because what they
yeah,
had Alex, they had Colt, they had Mark, and they
and
had
had
Josh.
Josh. Yep. Yeah, at that point, hell, you could have brought in another quarterback. To be honest with you, but it doesn't even count how many people they may have brought in to work out and see what their medal was.
Mm-hmm.
And 2 of these guys started cold off the bench. Well, 3, not Doxson, but Colt at least had 4 days to get ready for Dallas.
If
And
not really, I mean,
because they're playing on Thanksgiving, so maybe 3.5. But I mean, it is what it is, and it's like JD and I said, and I think you agree with us. We've seen the ceiling on Colt McCoy. I don't think we're going to see
as a player,
anything.
yes, I think
Yes.
he's going to be.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
I think he's going to be a great coach. Honestly, I really do. I think himself. I think Matt Ryan one day is going to be a really good head coach.
Mm-hmm.
If you see, like, did you watch the Hard Knocks with the Falcons a couple of years ago?
No, I hadn't watched it.
He ran the wide receiver. Matt Ryan ran the wide receivers meeting.
Yeah.
And was pointing things out on film and everything. Like, he's gonna be a really good coach one day.
I actually talked. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead.
I actually talked to when I went to Atlanta, and remember I told you we toured the Mercedes Benz, and I asked the lady there, I said, who's the worst one to work with? And she was like, Matty Ice. I was like, really? And she's like, yeah, he's different. So I thought that I was like, oh, okay, I got you. So I don't know. Just the event staff at Mercedes-Benz Stadium doesn't really like.
Well, he probably likes his Chick-fil-A and is mad he can't get it on the day he works.
True, but they have something called a Sunday chicken sandwich or something like that there because they won't open. They have a Chick-fil-A in Mercedes-Benz,
yeah,
but it's not open on Sunday. So they have another spot that claims it. But it's like a chicken sandwich that tastes just like Chick-fil-A's. This has nothing to do with the Redskins, but that's okay. Yeah, but no, I mean, yeah, I could see that. And Alex Smith, maybe he could, if he wanted to do it and not be a pretty boy, I think he could be a good quarterbacks coach, offensive coordinator. I think Dwayne Haskins is going to benefit this year, and he needs to soak it all in. He really does.
Oh, absolutely.
Because he won't have this opportunity. No quarterback. And then you could have the opposition argument or the opposing argument that it's too many minds for a quarterback to sponge in. Could be. But you've got people who are quarterbacks. You've got people who've won games, who have made mistakes, won Super Bowls as a backup, been to a Super Bowl. There's an array of people. Like I said, Matt Cavanaugh, Jay Gruden's won championships in the AFL. Cavanaugh won one with the 49ers as a backup, I think. Alex Smith went to one as a backup to Colin Kaepernick. Colt McCoy has beaten. He surprised people and beat giant stompers like the Saints and the Patriots in one season.
Yeah.
And then you look at Tim Rattay, who's had it wasn't the greatest season, but it wasn't the greatest career. But he's done that,
He
and
had a
he's on.
solid backup career though.
Yeah, he was solid backup. So I mean, you've got the knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Bill Callahan. Even if you want to think about that, he worked with Rich Gannon. He's part of resurrecting Rich Gannon's career. So
Yes, he was. I mean,
yeah,
he also, even though it was technically John Gruden's team, he still coached the team to the Super Bowl.
mm-hmm. John Gruden's team against Tony Dungy's team.
That's right.
There
And Tony Dungy beat John Gruden.
you go. um, but yeah, we'll see what's going on. Like I said, just buckle up, enjoy this, guys. But don't. It's not over with yet. The draft. I'm excited. Draft is passed. I like what we hauled in. So should you. And I mean, in no way am I saying this absolves the Redskins of every demon, but it made me proud to see this team not panic and make smart trades and got back up in there.
Because you can get that second round back.
Yeah, you can
by trading back once in the first.
Yeah, exactly. And I think they may do that because you hopefully, knock on wood, you won't need a quarterback. Might need a wide receiver. Probably gonna need a wide receiver.
Probably a wide receiver. Probably a tackle. And a free safety.
Yep. You got absolutely. And you've got and I'm ready. I'm ready for training camp now. I'm ready for the preseason to be over with, regular season. I'm ready for September, y'all. And we just in the summertime. But I think the outlook for the Redskins is good. But they've got to stay healthy.
You got to do as what the 76ers did. Trust the process.
Yes, trust the process. Where's Peter Parker at? Yeah, Project Pete was always on here and say you got to trust the project, the process, and that's what we're gonna do. That's just, and hopefully the Skins can go and prove it on Sunday, on a Monday night next season. I think this team. I do think this team is going to be a surprise. Whether it's going to be a bad surprise, a good surprise, I don't know. But I think this team is either underwritten or overwritten. Either way, they're somewhere in that middle. And maybe we can arise at this point. And like I said, Jonathan Lynch makes a point. I think our defense is going to be scary this year. Yeah, I think so too. I think if we get that free safety position figured out, I think this defense and maybe a corner, get another corner, hopefully. I've seen a lot of people talk about Trey Boston.
Yeah, I've seen that too.
And people are like, well, why don't the Redskins go after Trey Boston? Well, I'll tell you this right now. He's had a history of injury. But the biggest thing is, I forgot all about this, and I thought Amir would know this. Do you know what the other reason is why?
No.
Roster bonuses are due next week.
Oh, yeah.
So he would count against the roster, and that would be those compensatory picks.
Yeah.
He'll probably he'll get swallowed up.
Same thing with I think Anza's still out there.
Yeah, Ziggy's on there. Ziggy Ansah's still out there.
On there. Zach Brown's still out there.
Yep. These cats ain't getting picked up until
after June. Until after June 1st.
Yeah. That's going to be the next wave because it's because they're not counting against the roster spot. So
I also think that the reason Redskins are pretty much done with free agents until unfortunately injuries will happen, which is an inevitability. Because our cap room, we only have like $8 million in cap space left. After what will be signing the draft class and everything. So I mean, we gotta look out for that cap space.
Yeah.
Because we can't get out of Alex's deal for another year. This year or next year. I mean, that's the earliest we can get out of Alex's deal.
Yeah.
So we're paying him $20 million to be a backup quarterback. If he ever steps on the field again.
Can't you just offer him? Maybe they can find somewhere where they can just offer him
an injury settlement. I mean,
yeah.
I don't know if they can or not, or I mean, because it is his leg. They're just doing the right thing and keep him on the roster so we can continue to see Dr. James Andrews.
Yeah, maybe
Maybe that's the thing. Maybe they're doing the right thing.
Hopefully the karma's finally caught up to where it's slapped in the face and they realize it. So yeah. But hey, I don't have anything else here, Mir. Because I do have to get to a meeting tonight.
As do I.
Yeah, so we've all got meetings to go to. Hey, we appreciate you guys stopping by, chit-chatting with us for a while. Tell your friends about us. As we always say here, love, peace, and hail. And if anything's breaking out, we'll be making a video for it. Sanchez 405, got Amir here, and we'll be talking to y'all real soon. We are out, folks.
Happy 5,000.